Ladies and gentlemen, rock fans, rock superstars, we're back. It's that time of the month where we, the MPJ crew, welcome to Dom, to Ian, and to Trish.
Good morning.
We are.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Look, we're reviewing the latest goddamn albums out there that's been brand new released and bringing you the latest, matching them head to head, rating them out of 5. You know, if you haven't liked this, watch our other videos. We rate them out of 5. Which album we're going to buy? Will an album get into Hall of Fame? Will it get shortlisted album of the year? Listen and find out. Normally 5 missing out there. Big shout out to Paul. Hope you get better soon. In the meantime, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the record company and their album entitled The Fourth Album. And they're up against the mighty Blackstone Cherry and Screamin at the Sky. Will we be screaming at the sky? We'll find out. Who are the record company? Let's kick off with them. Then the record company is a Grammy-nominated American rock band from Los Angeles. The members are Chris Voss, guitar and lead vocals, Alex Stiff, bass and backing vocals, and Mark Carzola, drums and backing vocals. And the music is influenced by blues music such as Johnny Lee Hooker, and early punk bands such as the Stooges, and rock bands like the Rolling Stones. Dun, dun, dun. Let's find out then. Let's go to somebody who might well know those that early kind of punk era like the Stooges, because let's face it, he's a bit of a stooge. Dom, let's find out then. What did you think of the record company?
The record company, is blues rock. It's kind of total Americana, isn't it? I could hear definitely rather something very Rolling Stones about this album. I'm not a massive fan of the Rolling Stones. They're okay. It's got all of the kind of things you want in there. You've got harmonica, check. That was in there. I think track 2. It's got to come in pretty soon, isn't it? All those lyrics about rolling down the highway, finding my woman, all that kind of stuff. It was, for me, it's just a little bit cheesy. Not my greatest appeal. You got to love that Americana blues rock thing. Technically, great album. They had, in terms of the musicianship, it was all there. For me, just a bit of a snooze fest.
Well, I mean, it sounds to me like Trish nearly nodded off there, talking to your dulcet tones. Trish, was this a snooze fest?
Oh, God. So, from the opening track, Dance on Mondays, the beat in it draws you into feel-good blues rock and makes you curious to see how the album progresses. And it keeps that flow. Blues rock is not normally something I would listen to of choice, so it's interesting that this has been brought to the table. The majority of this album has toe-tapping songs with a few you can chill out to in old blues style. An enjoyable listen, especially if you like this genre of rock.
Now, talking the master of snooze, let's go to Ian. Ian, what do you reckon?
Oh, I thought you were introducing yourself for a second then.
No,
sorry.
No.
Oh,
No.
The record company. I'm going to keep the theme, the good, honest theme. I think I'm going to do that through all these podcasts, I think, just for this month. So I thought this was good, honest blues country Americana rock. Dom's right. You can't. It doesn't sit in any one category. Possibly blues rock, but then there's a really strong country edge to it, especially with the steel slide guitar. I think that's one of the instruments you missed out in your notes, but I really like that. Check, love it. That's really good. I thought it had beautiful guitar work in it. Really enjoyable to listen to. The vocals were incredible, especially some of the harmonies. Just were absolutely amazing. I could throw loads of terminology at you. I'm not going to, because I can't remember exactly what word describes the harmony that they use. But it was sublime to listen to at times. I'm hesitating because the album wasn't as good as some of those component parts. And I think that's kind of what Dom was experiencing as well. It was like, I like it, but... And it was that but. And I can't put my finger on exactly what that but was. And you shouldn't touch a but if you don't know and you haven't got permission to.
No touchy
so I'm going to leave it there and say, listen to this album, because I think that but is interesting. So turns out I'm a butt man. That's all I got to say.
No, you're not a butt man because you wouldn't touch a butt without permission.
Actually,
so there we go.
Having said that, I did enjoy Highway Lady. That was a big standout track for me on the album. That's not to say any of them weren't good at all, but that really, really stood out. That one.
So, if you were to put in, and you mentioned Highway Lady, so if you were, this was sprung to my mind initially, that you put in the blues rock Americana with a touch of Chris de Burgh, and you'd get this. Do you know what I mean? So Highway Lady, I was going like, well, this could be a really cool Chris de Burgh song. Do you know what I mean? I just burst into Lady of Red at any point. Production value was fantastic. The harmonies, melodies. Go on, sorry.
I think they could be inspiring Virgin for their fifth cruise ship. Probably his Highway Lady.
Well,
it's got a country
maybe might be the theme tune. It was just a really lovely album. I loved the song "Talk to Me." I thought that was my favourite. It was just a lovely album. I mean, really well produced. I enjoyed it. But when you go down that, this year we've had some incredibly blues rock bands. The Sundowners, Colony House, absolutely outstanding in this sort of genre. And whilst I really enjoyed this album, because I was a huge fan of Christopher, I mean, some of his tracks were just so creative, and some of his lyricism was amazing. Some of it was turgid rubbish. I mean, Lady Red was just, you're absolutely right. But some of his stuff was really cool. But anyway, it was just really good, honest. Did I just say that? Sorry, stealing Ian's thunder. Oh my God, is it honest? It was good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't. Yeah, but it wasn't up there for some of the albums that we've heard this year in terms of that sort of genre. But I do like this genre, and I like it. I found it quite relaxing and quite nice. I want to chill out. I'd probably put this album on. So who are they up against, people? Well, they're up against the mighty Blackstone Cherry. Their album, Screamin at the Sky. If you don't know Blackstone Cherry, very quickly, American rock band, formed in 2000 in Edmonton, Kentucky. They were signed by Roadrunner Records in 2015, and the band is now signed with Mascot Label Group. The band consists of Chris Robinson, Ben Wells, Steve Jewell, John Fred Young. Blackstone Cherry released their 7 studio albums as well as 2 EPs, and have charted 17 singles in the US mainstream rock top charts. So, let's find out. Blackstone Cherry, Trish. I mean, you've heard of Blackstone Cherry. What do you think? Fangirl, rock chick?
Okay. I've just looked at what I've written now, and I don't know how I'm going to read this.
Is there honest butts in this?
No. There's lots of cherries.
Oh. Oh.
Come on, let's hear it.
Oh.
Let's do this. This rock chick likes cherries, and
Yes!
this cherry does not
Get
disappoint. This album is packed to the rafters right from the get-go. It's filled with banging rock tunes, great vocals, guitars to give very cherry pleasure. To my music-listening ears, obviously. There is nothing negative I can say about this album. I can't even pick a favourite song off the album, as I love them all. Just a bloody fantastic piece of a rock album. My cherry was well and truly popped and had me screaming at the sky for all the right reasons.
Now, wow. Ian,
Awesome.
I know you're in the 50s.
Awesome.
Yeah, look. Did you pop your cherry at this, Ian?
So did I pop my cherry? This was good, honest, cherry popping heavy metal.
What a shock. I wasn't expecting you to say it was honest.
No?
No. Total surprise.
Oh, well, it's. I like to throw these curveballs at you that you don't expect.
Wasn't expecting that.
I really thought this was one of the few bands on here that I knew about before listening to this album, and I got what I expected from this. Absolutely got what I expected, which is really good, because I cannot remember the last time I listened to something that I was familiar with before through this podcast and got something I expected. It's always been a bit, there's something malaise about it, or something has just detracted away from what makes them really good or unique. But this, absolutely, if anything, it amplifies what makes them good. Again, it's probably a little bit more heavy than I'm used to listening to, or would choose to listen to on my own. But that, again, taking nothing away from this. I really liked When the Pain Comes and Not Afraid. They really, really stood out for me. I really like those. It's just good banging metal, isn't it? It's absolutely good thumping banging metal. Excellent, definitely.
So, Dom, obviously with your background, you would never pop your cherry before marriage. So,
I popped my cherry long before.
I'm going to mute myself before I say something I regret.
Would you marry Blackstone Cherry and therefore pop your cherry with them?
Would I? Probably not. But it's hard to do anything new, isn't it? When you're like a band like Blackstone Cherry, because why would you need to? Your fans wouldn't want anything new out of you. They want what you've got and lots of it. Why change a formula if the formula works? You got punch in your face songs, really. That's what they are. You got all the guitar heroics going on. You've got no ballads. Yes, there is not one ballad on this album. Thank goodness for that. It's just got that nice bit of grind to it. Actually, I've listened to Blackstone Cherry over the years, and they have kind of they kind of commercialized a little bit. But actually this is a little bit like their early stuff, and I really like that. It's got that just enough grind, just enough raw edge to keep me listening. So yeah, I thought it was good quality Blackstone Cherry. That's what I'd say.
What I liked about this album is that it wasn't out and out heavy metal, and it wasn't out and out rock and roll. And sometimes when I'm trying to match people up, I come up with like different sort of genres, and I put down this as some heavy rock and roll. It was a really nice balance. It was fast, it was furious. I like Show Me What, Out of Pocket, and The Mess You Made. Absolutely fantastic, standout tracks for me. Really, really good. A little bit generic at times, a little bit, but the vocals and the productions were outstanding. You can't kind of fault that one over there. Was it a perfect album for me? No. Why? Because it didn't have a ballad. That's why. That was my ballad, people. I love it. Okay, so let's find out then. Would we buy the record company? Would we buy Blackstone Cherry? Let's find out then. Where did the votes go then? So, Dom, let's start with you. The record company.
Let's go 2.
2.
2. 2. Yeah, it's boring.
I hope you go to confession, mate. Really. After that, Trish.
3.5.
3.5. Okay, Ian.
Put a 4.
4. Paul also give this a 3.5. I am along with Ian. I give this a 4. Quality. Which give it 7, 11, 13, 17. Doesn't reach the Hall of Fame, but it's still a cracking score. Cracking score.
Not bad at all.
Really, really not bad at all. Blackstone Cherry then. Well, let's start with the cherry popping Trish. Trish?
Cherry-tastic 5!
5! Woohoo! Crack on. Paul give this a 4. So, enjoy. Dom?
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Ian.
I gave this 3.5 as well.
3.5. I give this a 4.5. Absolutely terrific. If there's a ballad in there, would have got a 5. Didn't have a ballad, no 5 from me. So we go in 7, 11, 16, 20.5. Woo-hoo-hoo. Welcome, Blackstone Cherry, to the hollowed turf, the hollowed grounds that is the Hall of Fame, the MPJ Hall of Fame. That's what you have popped your cherry and you've entered for the first time into that Hall of Fame. Congratulations. I would buy Blackstone Cherry, Trish would buy Blackstone Cherry, Paul would buy Blackstone Cherry, Dom would as well, and Ian would buy the record company because he is the personification of Christopher. Probably. There we go. I don't know. You do look. I mean, just saying. Just saying. I like Christopher. I like you. I mean, what could be better said than that? Anyway, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. Please like and subscribe if you like what you hear. Please share. Please go on our Facebook and follow and share the love, because we will keep bringing you amazing reviews and interviews of all the latest bands out there. Go and check that all out on our YouTube channel. Congratulations to Blackstone Cherry. What a cracking album. Well done. And thank you to my crew, to Ian, to Dom, to Trish. Get better soon, Paul. Good speedy recovery, and absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Keep rocking.